Alright, so now let us go into the unsecured bank loan, or another terms is line of credit. So this line of credit is basically is a loan with a commercial bank. Usually commercial bank will requires a compensation balance for the company to have an account, and in that account the company need to have an amount which the company cannot withdraw from the bank. For example, it always happen with us also, which is you have 100 ringgit in your bank account, but yet you cannot withdraw 100,000 in your bank account. There is some amount is needed to be in the account, so we call that amount as a compensation balance. So let us go into the example of M&M Beverage Company has 30,000 of line of credit, and it requires a compensation balance which is 20% of the loan amount. So the rate paid on the loan is 10%. So this 10% is referring to the interest rate. 200,000 ringgit is borrowed for 6 months period. So 6 months is referring to 180 days, and the firm does not currently have a deposit with the lending bank. So this explanation tells you that in the account there is a zero account. So basically, when the company take up loan from this bank, they cannot take all the loan that they apply. For example, they apply for 200,000, so they cannot get all these 200,000. So 20% of the loan amount need to be in this account. They cannot withdraw all the money. So if the loan amount is 200,000, they only can withdraw only 180,000 instead of 200,000. Because why? There is a compensation balance of 20% is required. Alright, but this is not the loan amount. I'm just I don't want to get confused. This 200 ringgit is not the borrowed amount. It is the amount that is needed. M&M need another 200,000 ringgit cash. So basically this is not the loan amount lah, because they need to consider the compensation balance, that they need to have a more money in order for them can get this 200,000. So basically they need more money so that there is some amount of the money can be in the account. Alright, so the dollar cost of the loan include equal to 20% of compensation balance. So it is repeated again. To accommodate the cost of the added fund will have to be borrowed and simply left idle in the firm's checking account. So as I told you earlier, this 200,000 ringgit is the amount needed. So basically the company have to add it in the consideration of how much is the money actually is needed for the loan, how much is the money is needed to be borrowed in order for the company to get all these 200,000 ringgit available. Okay, so let us go to this. The amount that the firm borrowed will be larger. You see here, the amount that the firm borrowed will be larger than 200,000 needed, because this 200,000 is a needed amount. Okay, in fact, the need of 200,000 will be constituted of 80% of the total borrowed amount, because the 20,000 because of the 20% compensation balance requirement. Alright, so in this in these instruments, basically what you have to find here is to find the APR. APR is referring to annual processing rate, or you also can see it as effective cost of credit. So let us go into this, how to calculate the effective cost. So the formula is only interest divided by amount borrowed. You have to find the interest first, and you have to find the amount borrowed, and then you just divide these two elements, interest divided by amount borrowed. Then you can get how much is the APR, the cost, the effective annual cost. So the first one, you have to find the interest. How to find the interest is the rate given is 10% times with the amount borrowed times with the how long is the tenure divided by 360. So but now we cannot continue with this operation because we don't know how much is the amount borrowed. So the second point is the compensation balance. Compensation balance is to 20%. So we also cannot find how much is the compensation balance, because this compensation balance, you only know how much is the rate, but this rate you have to times with the amount borrowed. Also, you cannot proceed with the operation because you don't know how much is the amount borrowed. So it is questionable, still questionable. So now, amount borrowed. No, amount needed. So how much is the amount needed? It is stated here that it is $200,000 ringgit. 200,000 ringgit Malaysia. Ringgit lah. Whatever lah, ringgit ke dollar ke. It is just a currency. 200,000. So now, what is the relationship between amount borrowed, amount received, and amount for compensation balance? Is actually amount of the compensation balance plus with the amount received constitute of how much is the amount borrowed. Okay, so now amount received is about 80%, and we know that this amount received is this 80% is 200,000. So how to find the amount received is actually 80% times with the amount borrowed, then you can get this answer. So let us go. So we don't know how much is the amount borrowed. So now we don't know how much is the amount borrowed. So how can you find this amount borrowed? By using this relationship. 80% of the amount borrowed is equal to 200,000 ringgit. So continue with this. So using the amount needed, 80% at the amount borrowed, of the amount borrowed, and it is equal to 200,000 ringgit. Now we can find how much is the borrowed amount. So 0.8 times with the borrowed amount. So B is just a representative of the amount of the borrowed amount. Okay, so 0.8 is referring to 80%, so you just convert it into decimal point. So 0.8 times amount borrowed equal to 200,000, and how much is the amount borrowed is, you just bring this 0.8 to the right side. So 200,000 divided by 0.8, then you can get the amount borrowed is 250,000 ringgit. So this is the amount borrowed. So now the question mark before how to find the interest, you can proceed with the operation, which is now 10% times with the amount borrowed, 250,000 times with 180 divided by 360. You simplify it, the answer is 1/2. So the interest rate is 12,500. So now you can proceed with the finding the APR. So the APR is interest divided by amount borrowed. You know how much is interest? Is 12,500 divided by the amount borrowed. The amount borrowed is 250, and you just times with 360 divided by 180. 180. You also can use 2 divide by 1. Why? Because 360 divided by 80 is equal to 2. So the answer you will get is 0.125, and you convert it into a percentage. The answer will be 12.5%. So this is the effective annual cost of taking up loan from the bank, or we call it as line of credit or unsecured loan. So usually company will involve in this method when the company are really in need in cash. Maybe they have problems of collecting cash from their customers, or the company is going bankrupt and still need cash to operate. So this is one of the method that the company can adopt in order for the company to get the cash. But usually bank, when they want to give loan to the companies or to an individuals, they will see the credibility of paying the debt before they want to give you loan. So that is the consequences lah. So if the company is going bankrupt, there is a possibility of the bank not give loan to the companies. Alright, that's all on the unsecured bank loan.